Hello, my name is Lilian Silva. I'm the Forage's specialist at Clemson Universe. And today I'm talking about uh, measuring forage mass on your pastures. So let's get started. So one of the most common ways, and actually might be the easiest one, is to use a grazing stick, just because you can keep it on your truck as you are driving by your pastures to check your animals. You can walk and take some measurements. Usually, we would recommend you to take several measurements throughout the pasture. Just a ballpark number would be at least 20 points, just so you can have an idea of the average of that pasture. And on the grazing sheet, we have the information about the grazeable forage mass per inch of standing forage in the field for some of the main forage species used, and that can be a good reference, so you can calculate how much forage you still are able to remove until you have to move the animals because you got to your target stubble high to leave as the residual for that pasture. So this is just a general table that can serve as a reference for you when you're working on how much forage you have on that area. And this is going to be the forage mass that you're going to use to adjust your stocking rate on a pasture that you are going to be putting animals on. So based on the amount, the pounds of forage that you have on that pasture, you can then make a simple calculation of how much one animal of a specific weight, specific category are expected to be grazing per day, and how much of that will be how much will be the utilization expected on that forage should also be accounted for. So you can adjust how many animals you need on a given pasture or even for how long you're going to be able to keep those animals on that pasture. Then something that's helpful to do at least once in a while is to use a known area to estimate the actual forage mass that you have on that pasture. And you can build a frame using a pipe or a metal, and really make sure that you know what is that area of that frame, because that's going to be used to estimate how much forage you had on that area. So once you have that frame, you would be walking on your pasture and collecting those sites. And something that can be helpful is to use the grazing stick to measure the height on that place before you cut it to your target stubble high. So you can also be calibrating your eyes and your measurements using both the grazing stick and the frame. To dry those, the recommendation is to dry those samples just after you harvest them. So you could use a microwave to do that. It should be a microwave that's not being used by your family to cook food, just because you're going to have that that material to leave a smell there, and also sometimes it can really get a little bit stuck there. When you're going to be drying those samples, those plant samples, you need to have a cup of water with it, and be using a plate or a something that is microwave safe, to put the forage inside, to put inside the microwave and dry it. We have more information available on our page for our team. So if you have any questions, you are welcome to read that or contact your extension agent to explain how to use the microwave method for drying samples. Sometimes we can do a rough visual estimation of how much forage we have on the stand. This is something that requires a skill and can be developed with training over time. So this is something that if you would like to be able to do visual estimations, you should be training your eyes and calibrating with use of the grazing stick and also the cut and dry sample method before, so you can get to a point that you're confident of the visual estimatives that estimate that you're getting later on a specific forage system or for a specific forage species that you have on your pastures. With this, I conclude what I had for today. I appreciate your watching this video. My mail is here on the screen. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate on contact me. Thank you so much, and I see you on the next Forage Jobs.